Abigail was married to a man named Tolu. One afternoon, she returned from the market and froze at the entrance of her house. Inside, she saw her husband sitting closely with a beautiful woman named Anita. They were laughing softly, talking like lovers. Abigail stepped fully into the room, expecting at least a greeting. Instead, Tolu looked at her coldly and asked, "Why are you late? Where have you been? Were you seeing someone?" Before Abigail could answer, Anita smiled confidently and said, "Calm down, dear." Abigail was shocked, but she kept quiet. As Abigail stood there quietly, she remembered her mother's words. Silence does not mean weakness. Move with wisdom and strategy. So instead of arguing, Abigail forced a small smile and calmly asked Anita, "Do you want some juice?" Anita replied casually, "Oh, I already took juice from the fridge." Abigail was shocked. What kind of visitor walks into someone's house and helps herself without permission? But she said nothing. Soon, Tolu raised his voice and said, "Cook the food so we can eat." Abigail's heart ached, but she went to the kitchen without protest. As she cooked, Anita walked in boldly, opened the pot, tasted the food, and said, "There's no salt. No wonder your husband complains about your cooking." Abigail felt anger burning inside her, but she stayed silent. Anita now believed Abigail was weak. Tolu pretended not to notice anything. Later, Anita left the house. Instead of apologizing, Tolu became angry with Abigail for not being friendly to Anita. Abigail tried to talk to him. "What is happening to us?" she asked softly. But Tolu ignored her words and walked away. That night, Abigail lay awake thinking about how sweet her marriage used to be and how everything now felt broken. As tears filled her eyes, Abigail remembered her sacrifices. When things were hard financially, she worked 2 jobs to support their home. She prayed daily for their marriage. She gave everything for love. Yet now, she felt forgotten in her own house. The next day, Abigail went to the market again, but when she returned, her heart sank. Anita was lying comfortably on Abigail's couch, her shoes on the cushions. She was doing a video call, bragging to her friend, saying she was now in charge of the house and that the wife was weak. In the kitchen, Tolu was happily cooking fried eggs and spaghetti for Anita. Humiliated, Abigail quietly walked to her room. Inside her room, Abigail sat quietly. Her heart was calm now, but her mind was strong. She whispered to herself, "Enough is enough." She picked up her phone and called someone. She explained everything and said firmly, "Come tomorrow. Do the job." The next morning, Tolu dressed for work as if nothing was wrong. Anita texted him that she wanted to come again. That evening, Anita arrived. The 3 of them sat together in the living room. Tolu said things were going to change. Anita boldly told Abigail, "You're not taking care of your husband. You've outgrown this marriage. It's better for you to step aside." Abigail listened quietly. Then her phone rang. After answering the call, Abigail stood up calmly and said, "Please come outside. I want to show you something." Curious and confused, Tolu and Anita followed her outside. Waiting there were some tough-looking men. One of them stepped forward and spoke angrily to Tolu, warning him for betraying a woman who sacrificed everything for him. Another warned Anita for interfering in another woman's marriage. The men then taught them a painful lesson by beating them thoroughly, not with words, but with action. Tolu and Anita cried, begged, and realized too late that they had gone too far. Fear replaced pride. Shame replaced arrogance. Abigail stood quietly, watching. Her silence had finally spoken. Abigail looked at Anita and said, "You thought I was weak because I kept silent." Anita apologized tearfully. Abigail pointed toward the door. "Leave my house." She then turned to Tolu. "You cheated on me. If it happens again, the consequences will be worse." Tolu nodded in fear and regret. "I won't ever cheat again." Abigail stood tall. Her silence had transformed into strength.